romance is like lust, when it's new and it's fresh. I think the key to find somebody in your life that you go, this is my best friend, is so amazing. And you don't lose that. And if you could learn to really cherish that, that is the lust that becomes somebody who just gets you and wants to be there with you. And that's the first person that you want to share something with. And that's the first person, and I mean share good things, to share equally, to share all the bad things. That is very uncommon in life, to find somebody like that.
Don't you think that that's normal too? After you've been with someone for so long, I mean, I've been with my husband for the same amount of time too. I think you do lose that romance that you had at the very, very beginning, but I think that that's normal, right? Isn't that normal for every single relationship?
I think if you're pining for that feeling, then that is a problem.
I think, well, with us, it's a different. Our love languages have never been aligned. Like, he's somebody who is not, he does not like physical touch. He has.
I'm with him.
Right. And I understand it because, when he was younger, that's not how he was shown love. Like, he was either beat or he was either touched in or molested inappropriately. So like his idea of touch comes with his like fight or flight is like he just doesn't like to be touched. He doesn't like massages like you.
Right. No, but I get that.
And I understand
that.
Like
I've never really walked with my wife, ever, even in lust, walk with my wife holding hands. I would never do that.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And I'm in full acceptance of that, but then I'm also in a place now where I'm like, but I like cuddling.
No, I can't breathe. I hate cuddling.
Yeah.
I want to.
So boring.
Well, it's not only boring; it's claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I don't like intimacy. Yeah. I like intimacy.
Well, how do you show intimacy?
Did you ever take the love language?
How do I show intimacy? She's sitting right here. The result of intimacy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Did you ever take the love language test, Ed?
I don't know the love language.
So there's words of affirmation, there's physical touch, there's quality time.
And acts of service.
Acts of service and gift giving,
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
I don't know. Yeah.
It's how you show.
So break it down. So what's the first one?
Let's start with physical touch. Obviously,
so
that's
Howie and I are out.
You're out.
And I'm out too. My husband, that's his highest one.
Me too.
That was my lowest one.
That's where him and I are.
Yeah.
We're on opposite spectrums of physical touch.
Physical touch. Okay.
What's
the second one?
Let's go with words of affirmation.
You look beautiful.
You're very good at words of affirmation. He is so giving with his words.
I'm the king of. Are you good at words of affirmation?
I think I am.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you are too.
I think I am too. But that's Bobby and I. That's our tool is verbal. Whether it's comedy, whether it's communication, whether it's.
But that's not your love language. You don't look for that. You don't look for
you're good
words
at giving.
Of affirmation.
You're good at giving them, but how do you receive it?
Bobby, see, because I'm so fucking noisy in my head, I don't need you to tell me anything.
Please.
I can guess what your love languages are.
I just want my fucking space.
Yeah.
Stand back.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's, you don't care if someone gives you words of affirmation.
I only want laughter.
Okay.
Yeah. Me too.
That might be a version of,
isn't it?
Yes.
By people that don't matter. It bothers me more. I always use this analogy.
I love this guy.
But this is the analogy. Every comic has this. You will be in a room and 5,000 people will be roaring and loving you. Mm-hmm. And you look at one person, you don't know them. You look at one person in the front row that is like looking at you with disgust, not paying attention. And then it becomes about just grounding them. And I know that Bobby is similar because Bobby last year or 2 years ago was at the 2 years ago was at the Just for Laughs festival. And I went to see his show. And he remembers that was a fucking killer night. And he rocked the place, and everybody said, "Oh my God, the Bobby Lee show was one of the best shows." We go to a bar after where all the comics. They said it was one of the best shows after. He will still tell me the story about what some guy yelled out in the middle of the show, and
he goes next.
To see that was it, but he remembers that one word, like his whole world revolves around that one, and I kind of understand that, but that's not the perspective that everybody in the room would have.
I understand.
Okay, so it's not words of affirmation, but it could be some version of that. The third one is acts of service. When someone
what's that?
does things for you.
He mitered the fucking bed.
Right, that is acts of service. Right.
But it's so, even though you're saying, and I'm not knocking you for this, but this is what people don't understand. It is so against our nature to do that.
That's exactly.
No, let me finish.
Oh,
Bobby.
sorry. Oh, sorry.
Now you're interrupting me. Okay. It is so against our nature. So the fact that he made that bed is so out of character and so he pushed himself so much forward. Even if he leaves the shells of the.
I agree.
Okay, but what you have to do is you have to see that without
The shells.
Without the shells.
Okay, I'll get there.
No, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you got to know, it's kind of like, and you don't have children. I have children. No, but it's kind of like that. You love your child unconditionally. If my kid can't say I love you at 2 months old because they can't talk, you have to be cognizant of what they have to offer.
What's in their wheelhouse?
What's in their wheelhouse? If the kid at 2 months old can't talk, can't even really make eye contact, you still feel that same love and dependency. You know what I mean?
Right.
So think of Bobby and me like infants.
Okay, what's
But
the
if
next one?
her love language is physical touch, then that's what she's looking for. Then maybe she doesn't, even though she accepts it and appreciates it, like that's not what she's looking for, is the bed made. She's not looking for acts of service. She's looking for physical touch.
Right.
But I think in this life, you got to take what you get and find a way to cope with that. You know, life is about coping skills. And how do you cope with you may go like, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting this, and I'm not getting this. What are you getting?
Why don't you create a robotic arm that can be your proxy for when you don't want to get cuddle? Like get me like a blow up doll or something you can operate from afar.
You'd be okay with a robot or an
Anything.
inflatable.
Yeah.
You'd be okay with an inflatable.
Anything.
That's amazing,
warm.
Bobby. Buy something, a hot inflatable.
So she, for the last 10 years, every night, give me foot rubs.
I don't.
You want massages all the time. You come, please, let's not fight. All right? You want foot rubs all the time. In fact, when her mom comes over to clean the house, right? Can I say that or no?
She helps to clean.
She helps cleanse the house, right? She demands her mom to massage her feet for an hour, right?
Oh, so it's not even a romantic thing.
Yeah.
So it's you or her mom.
Yeah. So what I did,
anybody.
was I bought. It's coming in the mail. I bought a very expensive foot massager where you stick your feet in.
Well, you know what? I feel bad. You've been here for an hour. Kyle, you want to rub her feet?
So anyway,
is that okay if Kyle comes in and rubs your feet?
I don't know why I went on.
Or Caroline?
Let's go back to the love language. Okay, I want to get to all of them. So that's
number 3 was
words of
acts. So we've done through
acts of
physical
service.
touch. You guys don't like words of affirmation. What about?
We don't need them.
You don't need them.
Yeah.
What about? Wait, isn't laughter?
I think you do need them because I know that you look at reviews.
You never
and
tell
stuff.
her she's beautiful?
all the time.
He's really good at that.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But that's words of affirmation is not my number one.
Your number one is
desire.
touch.
Touch is my number.
Yeah,
one.
but you happen to, and excuse me for being so forward, and if you want me to edit this line out, you happen to partner with somebody that was molested as a child and was beaten. So for you to need that and have that at the top of your, is that okay that I said that?
I love it.
But also, Howie,
No, but I'm saying if the number one thing you need is to be touched, you partnered with somebody that was the only touching they ever had was in a fucking horror.
Same though,
horror
but
show.
him and I have that in common. So I was also beaten and molested and assaulted most of my life. That's one of the things we have in common.
Well, I'm not saying that's the normal reaction.
Right.
So you want,
but when we first met, because he was just so in the mindset of I'll do anything for Khalyla to be my partner, he pretended that physical touch was one of the things he enjoyed. So he would cuddle me
For years.
For the first 2 years.
I was a cuddle.
He was
I
a cuddler. He
I know,
fake cuddled.
but everybody does that. You know, nobody. I'm on a show called Bullshit on Netflix, and I love that show because Bullshit is how we live.
Right.
No first date, no first month, no first year is the real person. You are in a marriage now for 10 years. I'm talking to my daughter here. You guys are in a relationship for 10 years. This is real.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's bullshit.
Bullshit. I believe that bullshit is the fuel of every relationship for the first 5 years. It's all fucking bullshit. It is. Nobody shows up their true self.
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
You know, and even what we do for a living, you know, we're not always silly, funny people.
Right.
You know, it's bullshit. That comic that you see on stage is fucking bullshit.